Takes that knee.
How about that? How about that?
Dolphins defeat the
Woo!
30-13.
Great job, Coach McDaniel and company. Woo!
Thanks to Will Altoff, senior producer of the Miami Dolphins Radio Network.
How incredibly awesome. I'm sweating
Engineer is Stephen J.
with
Gray.
delight.
Thanks as well to our technical director back in the Miami Dolphins Radio Network studios, Jeff Stepanenko, and to our spotter, Frank Ford. Coming up next is Dolphins Postgame Live with Travis Wingfield and Zermon Bushrod. Lawrence, we'll see you next week from Madrid.
Great job, Dolphins. Woo! Yes.
No time of the year.
Crew, this is Andrew Catalan saying so long. Let's go to Houston, Ian Eagle, and JJ.
Ooh. I can't be any more thrilled than this. What a day in the upper room. Yes. Oh, bring the Dolphin post game on the Dolphin Radio Network. 308. Dustin RK getting some text messages in here. Thanks, guys.
No BS news.
Hey, Gareth. Does my face say it all or what? We gotta win. How to go down there for the Vikings.
Travis Wingfield and former Pro Bowler Jermon Bushrod are reacting to today's game on the Miami Dolphins Radio Network.
What is up, Dolphins, and welcome into Dolphins Postgame Live. The Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills in dominant fashion. The Dolphins just beat the Buffalo Bills 30-13. I am Travis Wingfield, joined by Jermon Bushrod and Bush. I'm just going over my notes here, and in terms of complementary attack on both sides of the ball, balance, game plan, execution across the board, the Dolphins took it to a good football team today.
Yeah, listen, this was exciting football by the Miami Dolphins. And the day could not have gotten off to a worse start.
Right.
I looked over at you and I was like, here we go again. Here we go again. You're talking about flag, which wasn't really it wasn't their fault. That was a terrible call. But then they come and call a timeout before the first play, and then we throw an interception. So we're like, okay, how is this team going to face adversity? And they came back and they answered the bell. That was probably one of the most impressive wins I've seen by this organization. Big time football.
I think it was impressive to see how they kind of wore the Bills defense down. And that's what happens, right, Jermon?
Yeah.
You've been a part of teams that have just run the football and found a way to kind of commit to that style of attack. And then eventually the levee opens up and you start hitting the explosives. In the first half it was the passing game.
Yeah.
Second half, Devon Achane, 2 long touchdown runs. He finishes with $175 on the ground. But I want to go back to the defensive side and start there, Jermon. I think that's where this game was really kind of dictated and won by the Miami Dolphins. I mean, 13 points for a Bills offense that, typically comes down here and scores 30, 35, 40 points against this Dolphins team annually. Yeah. But 3 takeaways, 3 sacks, 7 quarterback hits. They got after Josh Allen. They stopped the running game, and they took it to the Bills offense defensively with all kinds of 3 layers of defense getting after.
Good job, Dolphins.
To kind of piggyback off what you said, the Buffalo Bills did not score till drive 8.
Now I'm ready to go to
They did not let those guys get into the end zone till the beginning of the fourth quarter. That was impressive. You really got to tip your hat to Anthony Weaver just because they came out and they understood the assignment. Obviously, their success runs through, one on offense, one on defense, because this was truly a team effort.
It really was. 3-phase victory for the Miami Dolphins. Jake Bailey was fantastic. They punted the football. We're going to hear from the head coach. We're going to hear from quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Those game balls and a whole heck of a lot more coming up. This is the Miami Dolphins Radio Network.
PHIN, 60 minutes in the game. We be playing to the end, and we C-O-O-K, cooking buffalo, chefing at the Hard Rock, and we putting on a show. DOLPHIN, 60 minutes in the game. We be playing to the end, and we C-O-O-K, cooking buffalo, chefing at the Hard Rock, and we putting on a show. Let's go! Cooking buffalo, let's go! Cooking buffalo, let's go!
I told Marcel, the ESPN Dolphins reporter, Marcel Louis-Jacques, I said, I'm pretty sure it was 2016 when my guy right here next to me played for the team. And sure enough, that was the game. And I was thinking about this because Achane had the 59 and 35-yard touchdown runs to ice it. that's the same thing that happened with Jay Ajayi in that game. So a lot of similarities here from 2016 to this win.
It was. It felt good too because
talking about that 2016 win in L.A. when we were out there, the Ogdals and Cantines, and the Dolphins won.
Played the Buffalo Bills at home, and we ran all over them, pretty much like how the Dolphins did today. They ran all over the Buffalo Bills, and that's what gave the Dolphins a leg up and the opportunity to go and win this game, and they felt very confident doing it, and they sealed the game on the ground. And that right there is a huge push, and that's a huge motivation for your big guys up front because you want to be able to control your own fate, right? Control your own destiny in this game. When you are up, you want to take your 4-minute offense, and you want to take those bigs and your tight ends. And it really comes down to your offensive play caller trusting your big boys up front.
Too early?
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, am I talking and I shouldn't be?
No, the Dolphins won.
They did?
Yeah. Can you believe it?
I believe you.
Well, I hope so. 30-13. Same score they beat the Bills in 1990 in Joe Robbie Stadium. So that was pretty awesome in so many different ways. A lot of people couldn't believe it.
And it's your 13th birthday
This is my birthday victory. It's the last Sunday that Sue and I get to be 54, the same age together. 54. So we're closing out in the right way, yep. Just a quick selfie with the flip vid. That's all I wanted. Fins up. Here's Tua. Press conference.
You mentioned this week how important this game was for you guys, given how the series has gone against Buffalo. How satisfying is it, given that, to come out here and have such a complete game today?
It's very satisfying. We beat a great team today, and I'm proud of the guys in the locker room. Defense did what they needed to do. Offense did what we needed to do to some extent, and then special teams, they did what they needed to do to help us collectively win this football game. So I'm proud of the team, proud of those guys in that locker room. And, this is one of those where, I want to say, I'm very proud because I see the work that they put in and day out. And this is one that, I think they deserve, the team deserves.
How did Achane affect the game today?
I mean, he had 2 touchdowns. I think that affects the game. Every time you can get someone like that, a playmaker, on your team, you get him the ball in his hands, and
what a great day
he's capable of doing. But it's not just that; it's also in the pass game.
Job Tua.
He helps us thrive as well. So having someone like that who can align at running back, who can align at slot or at receiver, I think that tells you a lot about the playmaker he is.
You touched on to him. What's that like after all those rumors swirling around to still have him and connect like that in a big way?
That's me and Doug. That's our connection that we've had, even being at Alabama. So Vaughn even called it. Vaughn was talking about that play too. That when we talked about it, he called that's y'all. So we had to make that play, and Waddle made that play.
There's so much swirling around, and especially with you, so they start looking at other people. Are you going to be here next year? All that stuff. And I know you guys how you handle that. You don't. So is it at all? I mean, during the week, does it make you more focused? Do you make a direct attempt to just not even look forward? Or how do you handle it all like that?
I think for me, the more I try to focus or overly try to do something, I tend to get worse at what I'm doing because that's not how I operate with how I do things. With me watching film, with me doing my own walkthroughs after watching film, understand reasons as to why we're doing it, play calm, play togetherness football. That's what this sport is about. That's why it's a team sport. It's not about one individual.
Wow, look at that look with the sun. Pretty cool. Really, really cool.
We beat a great team today, and I'm proud of the guys in the locker room. Defense did what they needed to do. Offense did what we needed to do to some extent, and then special teams, they did what they needed to do to help us collectively, win this football game.
For Earn Your Sunday, presented by Lowe's.
All three games are at the half. Let's flash back to the early window. The Miami Dolphins had lost 6 straight games to their heated division rival Buffalo Bills, but today, seemingly out of nowhere, they were a 2-win team against a 6-win team. The Dolphins put it together. Offense, defense, special teams. They led this game 16-0 at the half. Shut out Josh Allen through almost full 3 quarters. Devon Achane put up a monster game. Bradley Chubb coming through to harass their quarterback. And the final score was 30-13. The first time the Dolphins have beaten the Bills in 1,141 days. What a sweet victory for the Miami Dolphins, who go to 3-7 on the year. Afterwards, the coach, people said, has been on the hot seat, in the victory seat today.
Let's hear it, Coach.
There's some complimentary football at its finest, where you get a stop, you get a special teams play, and you get points. And that football 101, even with a couple throws that I was actually really pumped. I told Tua on some third down calls to let it rip down the field, and kind of operate it as an opportunity ball to act as a punt. Still, with all that, we ended up in the plus. So, by and large, we just executed on the things that we set out to execute. So I think that was the biggest difference.
With the penalty before the game even started, really, and the interception from Tua, how are you guys able to overcome those things?
I think, it's the unintended consequence of adversity. I think we've had our fair share of reps of having things not, play out the way you kind of set out for them to play out. And the young team that, we have a lot of young players that have been learning on the fly, and I think, it was a good game of maturation in that way. So it was good to have a complete effort, and when you get complete efforts like that, and you don't allow things to play a factor in your style of play, regardless if it's whatever a call you don't believe is right, or a play that the opposing team makes. I was very proud of our resolve and our focus to get the job done.
What did happen on that timeout? Was that intended, the very first one, or was there some miscommunication with the officials?
Oh, yeah. I'm not trying to get fined, so I called the timeout to have a information gathering session, and we had a nice direct conversation, and we moved on with our lives.
Like the Dolphins did.
It's time for the Secure Play of the Day.
It's great. Jack Jones.
That was big. That's going to help us keep going into next week, into Madrid. We got a long flight, so that flight going to be a lot better now we got that win. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we can build off of this. All 3 levels played good today. We just got to keep executing week in and week out.
Well, what changed today against this opponent? Because everybody on the defense was making plays, pushing through. Even when Josh Allen was having a moment that Josh Allen does, a quarterback like that, but you guys were able to still consistently push through all the way to the end.
I think it was the preparation throughout the week. Trusting coaches, everybody trusting each other, the players to the left and right of you, and just going out there and executing your job. If you start to think too much, then that's where leaks happen, and I think we played a good complementary defense today, that's for sure.
You guys had the game ball?
Yeah, game ball.
Okay, what's that feel like to be able to get that here?
That feel good, it's a great feeling. I'm more glad we won than anything.
Congrats, Chubb.
Here's for the win! Yes, sir!
Chubb.
It was good to get a dub before we go to Spain. Now we can have some fun in Spain, international game. Get the dub! Fins! Win! Let's go! 1-1. Fins for the win, baby. Go Fins, go Fins. Fins win. Fins for the win. Come on, believe! Go! Oh, God. Fins for the win. We at Hard Rock. Fins up. Fins for the win.
He had a couple times on us where he got moving around and extended those plays, but I feel like the front four, we just worked together in a sense. And then, man, JB was flying around. Those linebackers were flying around when it came down to the run. We were setting edges and letting those guys play free. So I'll give it credit, man, to the front seven. The DBs held up exactly when they needed to. We had a lot of guys come in and step up. Man, Juju Brent stepped up. Jason Marshall stepped up. Minka had that play on the 4th and 1. You know what I mean? He's been doing this at the all-pro level. So it's just about the belief, man. Everybody in there believing in each other, believing in the process, believing in how we going to take the field, and that's what worked.
What's up, Dolphins? Hey, we got that dub like I said we was going to get today, right? We did. Yes, sir. They enjoy the weather up in Buffalo, baby. That's right, baby. Fins up, baby. Fins up. We'll see you on the fish tank.
Yeah, just so happy for, again, all Dolphin fans everywhere, the players, coaching staff. Anything that anybody who has anything to do with the Dolphins, this is our night to just, our week to just love it. And up next is the Redskins in Madrid. It's cold, the wind is alive. Right up there. That's where I watched Dolphin victory today, and it was sweet. 29 feels like 14 degrees. Looking to warm up as we go on through the week. And maybe some rain on the weekend. What a day. What a day. Mm-hmm.
With the President of the United States in the broadcast.
That's right. Krosky Merritt, not bad. Takes it down to the 5-yard line. That's right. That's right. Good runner. There we go. This is a very big play, don't you think? I think they have to get a touchdown. Let's put it differently. They just have to get a touchdown. There we go. Now you're doing my job. Because that's what I was going to say. They have to get a touchdown. Just speaking about the play. They have to get
President Trump in the booth.
You're a regular here in the broadcast booth. Well, let's see how they do. I think they have a good team. And I think Detroit's been amazing. And that trade was such a great trade for both teams. For LA and Detroit. I agree. People always look at it and try to say, here's immediately. Samuel, and he is knocked out of bounds.
Patriots fans, too, they were locked in on that Bills game. I actually were convinced by the Pats. Are we concerned about the Bills losing to the Dolphins on the road?
I don't know if I want to use the word concern, but Buffalo has continued to struggle when a team can run the ball. Devon H. at 174 yards on the ground. 2 touchdowns. They use an extra offensive lineman. It really came with the mentality, we want to bully you, and it works for Miami.
No doubt. What a difference a week makes. Dominant win last week against the Chiefs for Buffalo. They go down there, and they simply didn't show up at all. Their defense didn't show up. Their offense didn't show up. They were sloppy. They couldn't run it. Josh Allen looked ordinary. It was a bad day down there in South Florida.
They've got some questions to answer.
Yes,
Chris has some questions for me, okay? Elsewhere around the league, we saw some clutch.
Dudes were like, why is this happening? That's why. Because you become a special version of yourself. I'm so proud of you guys. Cold-blooded. That's some cold-blooded. Guys, this is the whole point. Enjoy this one, guys, because you earned every inch.
That's how you play football. When we play couple years football, all levels, I don't think no team in the field really can. They can't. They can't. They can't. Y'all see this put in week in, week out, bro. And that's how you go out there and make it. Hey, y'all. Gang on 3, 1, 2, 3.
In the upper room tonight, feeling so good. So good. Great job, Dolphins.
Hello, House. Yeah, you were going to comment. I know you're going to comment. Oh, this is your Super Bowl. Yeah, damn right it's our Super Bowl. I had to bust out the championship because the Miami Dolphins busted your ass. They Dolphins destroyed Buffalo. Devon Achane went off. Holy crap. I picked the Dolphins to lose this game 40-10. And what did they do? They come out and they show Buffalo what it means to play in Miami. And I don't want to hear anything about the heat because it rained and it was cloudy. So both sides of the field were in the shade and both sides of the field had to deal with that humidity. And Bradley Chubb was cramping up. We just were the better team today. So give us our due. And I'm going to be insufferable because, God, did we need this. I don't care if the Dolphins lose the rest of the games and finish this season 3-14. Good, because we got our win today. We beat Buffalo 30-13. I don't even remember the score. It was that bad. Let's go, Miami. Now you build off of this.
A lot of people counted you guys out of this one, but Mike McDaniel said you had to come in and play with conviction. How did you do that today?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing us this opportunity to be able to play football here in America, man. It was a team effort. Team effort. You can see all three phases contributed to this victory. And, we beat a good team. It's not like these guys just came in here with whatever nonchalant. Like, they came out here wanting to win too, and I think we just wanted it more.
Devon Achane with 2 touchdowns on the day. Your defense set the tone early, limited the Bills for 3 quarters. How impressed were you with those guys?
Very impressive. Again, that's a great offense. Collectively, they're a great team. So for us to be able to go out there, get turnovers, although we did turn the ball over, we got turnovers again and we made them pay. That was just the cycle of this game, and I'm very proud of how our guys fought and kept going.
This marks your 2nd career win against the Bills. It's been an up and down year for you guys. How would you describe the fight still left in this team?
You're the best in the nation. We just got to keep going. We got to continue to improve. We got to enjoy this, but at the same time, we got to be able to find ways to continue whatever this is that we're doing. And so bringing this week into next week and continuing that.
Congrats to it.
Thank you.
They do take on the Seahawks next week. All right, Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. Oh, yeah. And right now, Chris Greer fired, so it's leaving it all up to Mike McDaniel to see if he can get this team to truly play for him. And the Dolphins really showing fight in this one.
Yeah, this was an absolute shocker for me. The Bills coming off the big win last week against Kansas City. Bad day down in South Florida. 2 to Waddle for the touch.
Yeah, Bills down 16, and it actually gets worse.
It did get worse. They weren't good on offense. Josh Allen throwing the interception when they get down in there close. They weren't good on offense.
Great day, great day.
And a lot of frustration.
Bills were shut out through the first 3 quarters of this one, and then here's Allen fighting for some extra yards, but fumbles.
Yeah, they get the tush push. It's going to be a 15-yard game, but the ball comes out. It was that kind of day for the Bills.
That's the 2nd turnover of the day for Allen, and then Devon Achane just running away with this game.
Just hand it to Achane. This guy's as fast as they come. He and Gibbs, the 2 fastest backs in the league. 2 touchdowns, 174 yards to seal the deal.
All right, let's hear from Josh Allen after this disappointing loss.
They came ready to play. They wanted it obviously a little more than us. I got to be better. I'd be better in the protection game, in the pass game, in the run game, all of it. It's anytime you turn it over 3 times, 2 in the red zone, really you could count that last one, driving, kind of going into the red zone.
Great job, Dolphins. You dominated.
And it was a little disastrous. Remember, it's just a week ago that we saw the Bills beating the Chiefs, so they were riding high. Now this certainly a low. What do we make of this loss on the road to Miami?
I think Buffalo is learning they have to play a certain style, and they have to be on it. Some teams you watch, they have so much talent that even when they're a little off, and I would say some of those Buffalo teams of the past, they were able to do that. Josh Allen was able to save them. Today you saw, couldn't get anybody open on offense. Defensively, they couldn't stop the run. And you think, hey, Josh is just going to make up for it. It's not happening like it's happened in years past, and it's hurting them.
It was a shocker for me. I never see the Bills play like this. I mean, they might not always be perfect, but they're always ready to play. They were not ready to play. Had the big win last week. They went down there. And give Miami credit. Yes, they took it to them in all phases of that game. Buffalo couldn't get it going. And trust me, they're a game and a half back of your Patriots. Okay, they got the work cut out for them.
All right, well, since you brought him up, it was basically
some old school pictures there. Yeah. Dolphins up.
Josh Allen does against the Dolphins is win. Bills are 16-2 against Miami, actually in the McDermott era. Tua just one win all time against Buffalo. But
early on, all good. Thanks to Malik Washington, who scores 215 at 23 for 173. Did have a couple of scores, a couple of picks. Bills ensuing drive, 4th and 1, and this is what we run? Just let Josh Allen plow forward. The guy's like 7'2". Gets knocked away by Minka Fitzpatrick. Joe! Come on, Joe! Come on, Josh. Second quarter, Dolphins got the ball, and Tua, I got to say this, when the conditions are great, he throws a pretty pass. Jalen Waddle, who our guys had reported was being courted by the Bills in a trade possible, but that didn't work out, and neither did covering him. They missed the PAT, it's 13-zip. Then James Cook, who's been cooking this year, he loses the rock. Juju Brents recovers. Cook thought he was down, but upon further review, no. Jack Jones did a great job punching it out, and as you can see, it is falling before knee hits turf. That turnover led to a Dolphins field goal, a 16-0 lead. What the heck's happening here? I'll tell you what's happened. A lot of Zach Sealer. 3 sacks on the day for the Fins, and McDaniel, don't get cocky now, and certainly don't bump chest with Anthony Weaver. You're going to lose that every time. Third quarter, it's still 16-zip Miami. Allen looking for Dawson Knox, but it's Ifatu Melifonwu with the INT. Wow. Allen crushed. Oh, don't worry. It wouldn't get much better. Down 16-0 in. Scored it to the 4th. Allen does finally get on the board. Keon Coleman, the good adjustment for the 35-yard score. So you got to go for 2 to make it a 1-score game, right? Takes a little while to develop. Khalil Shakir, that's a lot of real estate he's got to cover. He dives, but Minka Fitzpatrick shy of the goal line, so instead of an 8-point deficit and a 1-score game, it's a 10-point deficit, which is 2 scores. As for Allen, looking for something, finding a first down, and then finding trouble as he gets stripped. First game with both an interception and a fumble in 3 years for him. Bummer of a day for Allen, who did throw for 306 and 2 scores. Miami's ensuing drive, Devon Achane. He is a touchdown machine. 59 yards on this one. 1 of 2 on the day. 32 touchdowns in 38 career games to go along with 225 total yards. Hey, fans, take that bag off your head. The Dolphins have their biggest win in this series. Why? Because they hadn't done it since 14 years ago. 30-13 as Achane and the Dolphins are celebrating, and then some in the postgame. Give a look and listen. It would get better. That is 60-year-old receivers coach Robert Prince. He's the Fresh Prince of Miami. Oh, come on, coach. Yeah. We'll see you next week overseas.
Yeah, it's a great win today.
Ravens taking on JJ and
He showed something earlier about his good investment. And then he said,
Victory Monday it is. It will be a great week. Thank you, Dolphins. Thanks for that huge win in Miami. Oh, felt so good yesterday and carried with me through the night and into this morning. Got to embrace this week, work hard, one day at a time. Thank you, Lord, for all the goodness. Happy drive to Mill Bay. 7:07, about 26 degrees. Day 55? Or is it 54? I don't know. I'm in such bliss that it doesn't matter. Something in the 50s. Last word here. Thank you, Miami Dolphins. What an awesome win yesterday. I'll go teach here today. Yes, indeed, day 55. Win 2, win 3. Devon, huge game for him yesterday. About 10 after 5 on this Victory Monday. Got some raking done here in the middle. Life is good. Life is good.